Hello, everyone. My name is Miriam Mutebi, and I'm a breast surgical oncologist at the Aga Khan University in Nairobi, Kenya, and I'm the Vice President East Africa of AORTIC and a member of the Education and Training Committee. The AORTIC conference has been a really amazing conference this year. For the first time, it's been virtual, and we've had really very engaging different tracks and different streams, really covering the entire continuum of cancer care, whether it's from diagnostics, all the way through treatment, survivorship, and policy. I think there's been a very broad depth of topics and ideas that have been discussed at this particular AORTIC and the first virtual meeting that we're super excited about. I think one of the key areas that we started off with in one of the talks, one of the workshops that I was engaged in was a faculty development workshop. And I think that was incredibly important because, again, sometimes we don't intuitively define faculty in sub-Saharan Africa, and we sometimes sort of think about it from the academic context. But what we do know is that quite a number of our oncologists and people working in cancer care are invariably in teaching positions, whether not necessarily affiliated to the university, whether you're in the clinic, whether you're on the wards. There's definitely some level of teaching that you're imparting either to peers, to juniors, or to allied specialties. And so looking at how do we then, and of course, being a university, we do have or being in a teaching environment, you do have the responsibility to train the next generation of healthcare providers and look at, so what are the skills that you need in order to impart that? And so we had for the first time in Africa, and a Pan-African faculty that was, this particular workshop was funded and was done in collaboration with the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons of Canada, in collaboration with AORTIC, who were able to design a really shared program that tried to look at what the gaps are in terms of faculty development and to design strategies to try and mitigate these. And so this is a 3-year project that is ongoing, but part of what we were doing at the at this particular conference was the first of workshops that we're having. And through this, we shared, basically, we started off, rather than being prescriptive about what African oncologists need, we did a situational analysis on what was the context on the ground in terms of what did faculty and African oncologists really need in terms of the faculty development needs. And what we found was that I would say probably a little over 80% of early career oncologists felt really had dissatisfaction with their professional development and faculty sort of personal faculty development skills that sort of, settled down a little to maybe around 68% by the time you're in your mid-career. And of course, the late oncologists, the late career oncologists had, sort of had made peace with their journey and, reported satisfaction. But what we noticed was that faculty who were engaged, and we used a mixed methods approach where we sort of did a survey that we sent out through our AORTIC listserv to oncologists across sub-Saharan Africa, and did a qualitative bit to sort of do a deeper dive into the real issues on the ground. And what we found was that quite a number of faculty expressed extreme dissatisfaction and a willingness to have more skills around faculty development and really get the skills that would help their professional development. But one of the key features that we found was that faculty who were engaged in curriculum development and just going through the processes actually reported more satisfaction with their professional development. And so perhaps this could be a potential area that could be explored even as we try to design interventions that talk to the pain points for our oncologists. Part of the barriers to faculty development that we saw, at least from our preliminary situational analysis, was basically the invariable tension as, practicing in sub-Saharan Africa, you have a heavy caseload, you have all these clinical duties and responsibilities that you need to get to. And this is invariably tension that you have between your clinical duties and now trying to get say attending personal professional development, whether it's conferences, the fact that people have had to sort of like pay out of pocket for your travel expenses or to attend conferences and stuff. All of these were cited as barriers to care. But we always say in the middle of adversity, there's always opportunity. And so the pandemic has shown us that there are opportunities to leverage technologies and telemedicine and telehealth in order to improve access to these kind of services, these kind of professional development activities. And so what's happening is that people have now been able to attend conferences at the click of a button, and most of the professional organizations have tried to waive or subsidize their fees in order to improve these models that are available online. So I think it's I would say we've become more connected, and I think it's important to build on that even as we go forward. And so the next steps of the faculty development would be pretty much around designing both online modules, which we and in-person workshops, which we hope will definitely be a shared or collaborative effort. We're not looking to be prescriptive. We really, really need feedback from our African oncologists about what makes sense to them. There's a whole range of skill sets required, how to teach, curriculum development, just the importance of mentorship for the next generation, how to be a good mentor, how to be a good mentee, because again, as most oncologists find, you're being mentored, but you're also having to mentor somebody else. And so how do you become an effective mentor and or mentee? And these are the kind of things that we talked about the faculty development. I think one of the key areas that was raised as well is the real need for contextual curriculum. And what has happened for the longest time is we've sort of imported curriculum wholesale from Western countries that don't necessarily reflect the nuances of practice in sub-Saharan Africa. And so great work by Dr. Nizma Darcy and the rest of the faculty in really sort of outlining the need to have contextual and context-specific, culturally appropriate, resource-sensitive curriculum that actually gives oncologists the tools to train in the environment that they're in. And so we're looking forward to seeing how this project evolves, but definitely looking forward to increased engagement from all oncologists and other healthcare providers on the continent.